Hi guys, welcome to my first YouTube video. I thought of keeping this video a light one because of course there are going to be more topics that I'm going to go in depth with in the upcoming videos. So I thought of keeping this video a light one, and in today's video we're actually going to talk about how you can prioritize yourself as an individual and grow as an individual, and also some minor things that you probably ignore and you have no idea that they actually hamper your growth. So without further ado, let's just get into this video. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like this video, don't forget to comment down below about how you feel about this video, and yeah, now let's get started. Hi, how are you doing? I hope you're having a great Sunday. Do let me know in the comments down below. My name is Vani the girl, aka the spiritual she-wolf, and today we're going to talk about some ways that you can prioritize yourself. So before we actually get into the tips and pointers or whatever, I just want to talk to you guys about a concept that I have learned very early in my mental health journey, and I really want to make sure that you guys fit it in your heads, because this is something that really impacts you, and this is something you probably really ignore, and this is one of the major issues why you always form some unwanted and harmful beliefs in your brain. So basically it's about your subconscious mind. Okay, so as you know, subconscious mind is basically a mind which has like this sort of long-term memory, and memory is like don't touch the hot vessel, because obviously you'll get burnt, right? So that is fit in your subconscious mind, because there have been times when you have actually touched a hot vessel and you have gotten burnt. So that's experience, number one thing. Number two is because your parents have told you to not touch a hot vessel because you were a kid and you did not know what to do and what not to do. And number three, because you have told yourself over and over again that no, if I touch a hot vessel, I will end up burning myself. So that makes me come to the point that when you repeat a lot of things, your subconscious actually fits it into your long-term memory, right? So the same concept applies when you're doing the same with self-talk, habits, routines, goals, dreams, whatever it might be. Okay, so if you are at a stage where you are very negative, you're feeling very negative about yourself, this concept will really help you move forward. This is how you form your beliefs. For example, if I just sit here and think about I'm never gonna make it, I'm never gonna make till 100k subscribers on YouTube, which is my initial goal, right? I will not make it because my brain will always tell me that no, you already know that you can't, so why should you even do it? That is how it works, guys, and this does happen with everybody, no matter if you deny it or what, but it happens with everybody. So do make sure that you always pay attention to the words you're speaking and how you're talking to yourself, and make sure that once it is fit in your brain, it is very hard to come out of it. So now let's get into the pointers that I really want to talk about. Number one is by saying what you actually mean. Now this not only helps you to communicate clearly, but it also helps to not mislead anybody else. So I had a friend who was seeing this girl, okay, and he did not actually like her initially, but then when the girl asked after I think a few dates, are we going to meet again? So the guy replied with sure, and what he actually meant by that was no, I don't like you and I don't want to meet you. But what he said was sure. Now this did not just create a confusion in his own mind, but it also misleaded the girl into thinking that yes, this guy likes me. Now you don't want to do that with anybody, okay? You don't want to mislead anybody, be it in your relationships, be it in your house, be it at your work, be it whoever, wherever. You don't want to mislead anybody, and you don't want to create that confusion inside of your own minds, because the more you don't say what you actually mean, the more confused you become. So that is just a way of gaining more clarity in your life by actually saying what you mean. Number two is to choose yourself. choose yourself consciously over everything. I know there are some times where you actually choose somebody else over yourself. You sacrifice a lot of things for some people. But yes, there are also times where you always have a choice and you can choose yourself consciously. For example, the biggest example that I can give you, and it's the most common example, that a lot of people are busy partying on the weekends, every weekend, because obviously they're doing a 9 to 5 job, and obviously they are sort of not happy with their lives, and all they want to do is drink on the weekend. But if you actually care about your own self, about your health, about your work, about your studies, or whatever it is, you would rather hustle than party on a weekend. And that is something that I personally would go for, because I just love the weekend. I don't like to spend the weekend like a weekend. I like to spend a weekend like any other weekday. This is me making a conscious choice of actually choosing myself, because I really want to grow as an individual, and I really want to become something, and I want to make something out of the spiritual she-wolf. Number 3 is to set intentions with everything and everyone. No matter what it is, your work, relationships, your house, your personal life, your routines, you always want to have an intention behind everything you do. Okay, and that could be as easy as, I want to grow till 100k subscribers till YouTube, so I know where I'm going, I know my end goal, and that is how I actually intend on using YouTube. Another example, I soon might get a piece of technology that I'm going to really use for my work and my studies. You guys will get to know that later on. But yes, I am going to get that soon enough, and I know my intentions with that tech gear thing, okay, that device. So obviously when I get that device in my hands, I won't waste my time on that device, and I would rather use that device as a productivity machine rather than actually just watching Netflix on it. Number 4 is to build boundaries. Now, I have one and only best friend, that is Sid. Okay, I love him. Shout out to him. Hi, Sid. So I even have my boundaries with Sid. He's my best friend. He knows everything about me. He knows everything about my life. He knows everything I've been through. He knows every thought I have. So he knows me in and out. Okay, and I have clear-cut boundaries with him. Even if there is something that I don't want to tell him, I just don't. I make it really clear without hurting his feelings. I choose my words really wisely, because I don't want to hurt him into thinking that I don't want to tell him anything because I don't like him or something else. So what I mean is build boundaries with everybody, no matter how close they are to you. If there is something that you don't want to tell your best friend, just say it to them. Just say that I'm not comfortable in telling you this thing right now, and they have to respect it, because you are anyways building a boundary. There's this quote, and toxic people will get angry that you have boundaries, whereas actually healthy relationships will nurture boundaries. So it'll be down here. Number 5 is to give time to yourself. Now, I recently did a post on this. Okay, it's this one, and I talked about that. I started that post with saying, quote unquote, we give time to those who matter. And why don't we give time to ourselves? If we give time to everything that matters, why not ourselves? So just give time to yourself. Do something that you really like to do. No matter if it's just scrolling on your phone, do it. No matter what it is, just do it, because give that time to yourself, because you matter to yourself, right? I hope you do. Number 6 is a big one. Positive self-talk. Now, let me tell you something. As I talked about subconscious mind before, right? Repetition, right? So if I just keep telling myself that I don't look good, I'm very fat. This has happened with me. It's a real life example. Okay. If I keep telling myself that, and down the line somebody will come up to me and tell me that, Vani, you look amazing today, I would be like, nah, I don't. You're just being too kind to me. I won't believe it, because I don't believe in it myself. So obviously there are going to be times where you won't believe in yourself, but that is what you gotta do. You gotta talk to yourself positively, okay? And the words you say really matter. I literally cannot stress this enough, that the words you talk, like words you say, the way you talk to yourself really matters, because your subconscious, which holds your memories, your experiences, your fears, all of these things, really does capture all of these small petty things. So it really does matter. Point number 7 is to learn. Invest in something that you can get value out of. Invest in yourself. And no matter if it's your field of work or somebody else's field of work, or if it's not your field of study or somebody else's, or actually yours, whatever it is, just learn new things. Always keep that curiosity building up, because once that curiosity dies, you get old. Actually, it's the opposite way around. When you get old, that's when your curiosity dies. And you don't want to get old now, do you? Don't do that to yourself. Please don't do that to yourself. So keep learning something or the other every day, no matter what it is. No matter if it's serial killers. I love that, by the way. I love serial killers. Like, not in that way, but yeah, I like to know more about serial killers and how their brain works, because I'm a psych student. So yeah, I like to research on that. I like to research on narcissistic personality disorder or dissociative identity disorder. I love these things, no matter how much tough they are. I try to incorporate more in my study routine, because I just love learning about the mind. Point number 8 is to accept yourself the way you are, and to actually accept your flaws. Now, for me personally, it has been sort of a roller coaster, where I have not exactly accepted myself the way I am, and I've always focused more on my flaws rather than actually accepting my insecurities and facing them head on. So you really want to do that. If you don't do that, you just overthink about each and every move you make, about each and every food you eat, about anything and everything that will come in your life. So you really want to accept yourself the way you are, and you really want to accept that everybody has their own flaws, and you're not perfect, and nobody is perfect, and there are a lot of things you can learn down the line, and that's fine. You don't have to know everything right now. So, and obviously you want to face your issues and your insecurities head on, and you don't want to run away from any of it. So yeah. Number 9 is to actually do what you really want to do. Like, just turn deaf to other people's opinions and what they have in mind to say, but actually do what you really want to do. You know, I don't exactly have an example. All I'm trying to say is just do you. You know, whatever it is, no matter what people say, no matter what people do, no matter how much they pull you down, just make sure you want to reach where you want to reach, and you want to do what you want to do. So turn deaf to other people's opinions and what they have in mind and their fears. Don't take on their fears just because they are scared. You know, don't do that. And number 10, out of everything, this is the major one, and I saved it for the last. To become accountable. Now, until unless you don't realize that you need to change, you won't change. Until unless you don't realize that you need to improve on something, you won't improve. Until and unless you don't realize that you're making a mistake, you won't change it, you won't improve that, or you won't undo it. Okay? So make sure you are being accountable for your own actions and not holding anybody else accountable for their actions or your actions even. That is what a narcissist does. That's what gaslighting is. That is a topic for a whole different video. Let's not get into that. But yes, so you want to really keep yourself accountable, because obviously your realization makes a lot of difference. And even after me telling you all of these things, you might think that, you know what, this is not working for me. As I said in the 9th point, do what you want to do, you know. And these are just tips and tricks how you can actually prioritize yourself in your day-to-day life, and not like a fixed, guaranteed guideline. So these are some tips and tricks that can help you prioritize yourself and grow as an individual. And I hope you like this video, and do let me know if there is something that you do to prioritize yourself and grow in your day-to-day life, and let me know that in the comments down below. And make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment down below, and share it with everybody else. And yeah, connect with me on Instagram. Let's become friends there at thespiritualshewolf. And yeah, all the links are in the description box below. So I'll see you in the next video, guys. And yes, this setup is going to change soon, so please don't miss out any other videos. This will change soon because I am sort of redecorating that wall. Okay, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.